Well, would you look at this? We're back to ranting on Konami. Oh, it wasn't that long ago I did a rant on them, was it? Well, as the what's the code or what's the code? What's the word? You know, as the cookie crumbles, I guess they're basically sheep, mindless sheep. All these companies following the leader. One buffalo runs off a cliff, 10 fall off a cliff. Same deal. Konami continues to follow the trend of stupidity with developers. Now, what am I talking about? Let's get into this. Silent Hills, the new Silent Hill, will break your heart. That's right, there's a new Silent Hills. Oh my god, freak out. Now, before I get into this, though, remember when I talked about Silent Hills being cancelled before, I'm personally not a fan of the Silent Hill thing. Like, I don't hate it or anything, it's not for me. But there's a new Silent Hill game, and people were like, yes, but it's Konami. It's Konami. You know what that means? It means, psych, bitch, we fooled you. Because, well, what would you think this new Silent Hills is, huh? Do you think, oh, it's a PS4 game? No, could be that. Oh, Xbox One? No. Multiplat? No. PC? No. 3DS, maybe? No. Any kind of game platform at all? No, that's ridiculous. Konami doing video games? Pfft, what is this, 1990? But would you think, oh, it's probably a stupid mobile game? And I would say you're absolutely, positively wrong. Because the new Silent Hill game is not for consoles, it's not for fucking phones or iPads. It's a fucking. Well, actually, here we go. There's a new Silent Hill, was just announced. Yay, but wait, don't get your hopes up because they will be crushed. Uh, anyway, don't, or as it says here, when Silent Hills was canceled, it might not be that bad in comparison, but you'll still frowning faces all around. Here it is. And you're thinking, what the fuck am I looking at? Probably. Some of you might know what that is. But let me tell you what it is. The new Silent Hill game is a pachinko machine. Just let that soak in and sink into your brain for a second. Silent Hills pachinko machine. Silent Hills horror video game franchise plus pachinko machine equals, huh? That's the best way you can explain it. That makes no sense. I feel like even if you were to ask some random person on the street who's not a gamer, you'd be like, what would you think of a popular video game series called Silent Hills, which that person has probably seen at least the movies, being on a pachinko machine? And they would probably say, I don't understand why that would be a thing. They'd probably say something like that. And exactly that, because Konami, you're doing things that make no fucking logical sense. I don't know why, but okay. So, let me explain. If you don't know what a pachinko machine is, it's basically a gambling machine. It's basically a slot machine, a Japanese slot machine, a gambling device. Now, these are apparently pretty big in Japan, so from a business side, I can kind of see that. But the whole thing with Konami, as I said in my other rant, they are still relevant as a company. They started off as a game development company for video game systems. They stood around this whole fucking time, or they've lasted this whole fucking time from doing that. Then they decide, no, we don't like that. That's so old news, man. That's last year. That's last decade. Last 2 decades. We're not going to do that anymore. We want to go in a new direction. We want to just get rid of what's his name, Kojima. We just want to, remove all of his names from all of our work. We just want to fuck over the fans. We just want to, hold Bomberman hostage, not do anything with it. We just want to go say fuck all you fans. We just want to go right into mobile market, which again, that's gonna fucking crash hard. That fucking market with all these people jumping in on it. And then you go. It seems like I don't even know if you considered a fucking Silent Hill phone game, which would have been stupid also. But it seems like you skipped your plan for mobile and you jumped right into fucking pachinko, a gambling machine for a horror game. How the fuck does that work? Now, the way these pachinko machines work, to my knowledge, is basically, depending on how good you are at the slot machine game, you progress further in the story, and it's all cutscene, basically. So it's almost like you're watching a movie. It's not so much a game, it's more of an interactive gambling movie. So you can be entertained from a movie while you lose money, I guess. Uh, but point is, why? Again, I don't even care for Silent Hills. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't get excited for it. I don't hate it. I don't like it. But Konami is just, they got all their, well, they had, I should say, all their fans by the dick, and they had a death grip. They're like, fuck you, you're coming with us. We're going to mobile. We're going to fucking pachinko. And you know what the fans did? They looked at their options and they said, yep, there's no other way about this. I am not being dragged down into hell by Konami. I have to cut my dick off. That's what they all fucking did. Their gamer dick, shing, clean off. Konami, I don't know who can defend you. I don't know how you have any fans, if you have any fans left. There is literally no, excuse for this. There really just isn't. And again, I understand, from a businessman side point, if you're like, oh, well, here in Japan, pachinko machines are giving lots of money. Those quarters really add up, or, well, yen, or whatever, but still. And I understand that, and if this was like a side project, just like, oh, just for, for fun, in our arcades here in Japan, we have a Silent Hill type version, woo, then it wouldn't be a big issue. But right after you fucking rip away Silent Hills with Norman Reedus as part of it, you piss off everyone there, both Norman Reedus fans and Silent Hills fans, or both, and then your immediate decision is, hey, don't worry, brand new one coming to Pachinko, and it's like, why? And what? And who? Where? Who fucked what now? I know that makes no sense, but seriously. I just don't know. Konami, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking, you have no credibility. And if there's someone out there who's like, well, I think this is a swell idea, then fucking go to Japan and throw 100 coins or whatever you got. All your, what do you call it? All your change in your bag or your backpack or your wallet, whatever, your pockets, throw it all into the machine and just give them your money and then fly on back and be like, guess what? I went to Japan and I got to put a bunch of coins in a machine. Because seriously, there is no fathomable logic behind Konami's decisions anymore. Literally, the last thing that I will get from them is, which I actually got the other night, was the new Yu-Gi-Oh game for the PS4. I think it's also on Xbox One. Legacy of the Duelist or something. It's pretty good. It covers the entire series of Yu-Gi-Oh. But it was like $20 and I already had $20 extra on my account. So I was like, you know what, fuck, I'll get it. But I'm not giving Konami any more money. I'm not giving them any support. I wish that they would, well, there's no doubt that unless they literally snap to their senses and pull a Sega, which, by the way, I should do a rant video on that, but Sega said, they basically admitted, yeah, we fucked over Sonic, yeah, we fucked over our fans, and we're trying to get it back. And, they're suffering money-wise, but they are at least claiming to try and, turn around. If Konami doesn't, and I'm not talking about talking about it, I mean if Konami doesn't physically actually accomplish a turnaround, they will die. And when that happens, whenever that may be, it's not an if it happens, it's a when it happens. I sincerely hope that the Bomberman IP gets bought by Nintendo, and then Retro Studios can revive Bomberman to its glory. That is what truly is best for business, from a business standpoint. But again, I'm not a huge fucking company like Konami, so maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe the best way to survive is to blow off all your consumers to, say, oh, thanks for the money all these years, bye, we're gonna try something else, and then just to completely ignore them, go into a new market that's failed by other developers who tried to do the same thing, talking about the mobile there, with Capcom. And then you're like, ah, you know what, let's go even crazier. No one's going to think of putting our IPs that we don't even care about on pachinko machines because it saves us money to just copy and, or not copy and paste, but, print off, what do you call it, templates to just stick on a fucking machine because every one of these pachinko machines themselves are fucking the same. It's just, oh, they're decorated differently and they play different things. But it's like trying to bring back the jukebox, and it's like, hey, guess what? Mario on the jukebox. It's not even a game, it's just listen to the music. Put in a quarter and listen to the music. So, I don't know. Konami, give Nintendo Bomberman. Just do it. Give it to Retro Studios. Please? Please? That'd be nice. But again, I am done supporting Konami. And if you want to support Konami, then by all means, I guess you don't care about money, or I guess you care about it even less than I do. Also, I want to show really quickly, there was one comment here that was funny. It was like, fuck all these, fuck this thing in particular, which is Kojima, fuck this, Castlevania, fuck Silent Hills, fuck those two, Bomberman, Metal Gear Solid. So I thought that was pretty a legitimate thing there, an accurate representation of Konami's business practices and attitude, really. So maybe the CEO will one day wake up and be like, hang on, didn't we get money before? They'll be like, I remember, they'll be looking at their financial report saying, huh, we're down again. Didn't we used to get money? I could have sworn we did. And then someone will, he'll be like, does anyone know how we used to get money or if we did? And then someone way in the back who will, shakily raise his hand because he'll be scared of losing his job because everyone knows that Konami's work conditions are absolute shit. That's public knowledge. But, some, like, young kid who's starting off in Konami will raise his hand and he'll be like, sir, I could pull up an old report here from a few, 15 years ago, and here it is. And he pulls it up on the screen, and then he looks at it, and he sees, all these games from video game consoles, and that's when the CEO gets up out of his chair, freaks out, and just goes, you bastard! We don't want to see that. We thought we'd burned all that and deleted all that shit. Get the fuck out of here. We're suing your ass for even contemplating that fucking idea. That's exactly what would happen. Or he would do choice B, where he'd be like, video games? Why didn't we stick with that? What were we thinking? But more than likely the first option. Anyway, I've ranted on long enough. Konami, fuck you, big middle finger to you. There's nothing more to say. I'll probably end up doing another rant eventually on Konami because they're going to be doing something stupid again. But when that comes, you can bet your ass I'll rant on it. See you in the next video.